It's time for another beer, rum, and roll rock shot. This time, Jon Garner and I are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Iron Maiden's fourth album, Peace of Mind. Released on May 16, 1983, it was both a critical and commercial success, reaching number 3 on the UK albums chart and number 14 on the Billboard Top 200 in North America, becoming the band's highest charting album to date. It would eventually go on to achieve platinum certification in the UK and North America. Peace of Mind was produced, engineered, and mixed by Martin Birch, who also worked with Iron Maiden on their 2 previous albums, Killers and The Number of the Beast. It was the first album to feature drummer Nico McBrain, who had recently left the band Trust to replace original drummer Clive Burr. The rest of the band consisted of Adrian Smith, guitars, Bruce Dickinson, vocals, Steve Harris, bass, and Dave Murray, guitars. All right, Jon Garner, are you ready to talk some Maiden?
Always. Are we always ready to talk Maiden?
Right? Up the irons. I don't think I have enough Trooper shit going on. I got my t-shirt, I got my Trooper ale, and
nice.
I got my Todd McFarlane action figure. I think I'm covered.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah, I left the Funko Pop at home, but I got the last Maiden concert. Actually, I think it was the Calgary show last time we were there, and then I got the Trooper Ale shirt on the back there for all headbangers, earth dogs, rivet heads, hell rats, and fans of real ale everywhere.
Well said.
Doesn't get better than that.
Hey, I don't have that t-shirt. That's a cool one, man. Okay, man, let's get to this. Let's go back to 1983, Jon. Talk about what your memories were around this album release.
Pure excitement because it was on the heels of Number of the Beast. And I think when the magazine started pouring out with Kerrang and Sounds and NME, they've sort of gone through the news of Clive Burr not in the band anymore. I had no idea who Nico McBrain was. Of course, back then information wasn't as readily available, right? I mean, it's not like you go, hey, who's this guy? Google him, and then you've got his life story in 5 seconds, right? I will go on record as saying initially when I first saw the album cover, I was a bit perplexed because Eddie's mane had gone. The Killers album cover is still probably one of the best for me. I mean, he's just fucking full on, right? So then to give him the full lobotomy in the...
What are you saying? You don't like bald? Like, what are you talking about?
It looks good on certain people at certain times. It took me a minute to get my head around it. Right?
I hear you.
And when that first song kicks off, Where Eagles Dare, with that the lead off drum riff from Nico, it's like, woohoo!
Yeah.
And away we go. It was awesome.
Totally, man. Like, as you know, I'm a big Clive Burr guy, and I didn't know who Nico McBrain was either. But when you heard that drum fill, he really announced himself, That was so cool. Absolutely, man.
Which makes you think that wasn't by accident.
No, I think it was intentional too, man. Totally. Steve probably said, okay, hit me with something right off the top, man. Go for it, right? Yeah, I was all over this band the moment I heard Number of the Beast, just like you, right? I was full on, got Killers, got the debut. So I was super stoked to see what they were going to come up with because, man, following Number of the Beast, that's a challenge. And it did not disappoint, man.
Not even a little bit. And I think this for me was really the sort of, if you like, that real big step into what we have come to know Maiden to be. This epic band, storytellers, digging into all different places to find their stories. And I think that's what makes them a unique band. They're not afraid to dive into different areas to go find their muse and ideas.
Yes, totally. It was definitely another step up. And they just kept doing that for years, right? Just topping themselves, right? Yeah, from the moment I dropped the needle on Where Eagles Dare, like we said, it was on, man. It was just fucking on. Okay, before we get to the music, dude, I got, you know me, I like my fun facts. I'm going to lay some fun facts on you. Okay. First Iron Maiden album not named after a song featured on the album itself. Although, if you're a fucking geek like we are, the song Still Life does contain the line, Peace of Mind. Second one, originally the working title was Food for Thought. That was the original title of the album, right? Then they decided that Eddie was going to get lobotomized, like you were alluding to. And then they came up with the cover. And I don't have the actual album with me. I've got the picture disc.
Nice.
Woo. Signed by Steve and Adrian, which is awesome.
I think I was probably there for that.
You were probably there, yep. And the back, of course, is the cornerstones of any good meal: cauliflower, beans, carrots, and brains.
And brain. Some sweet meat.
Some sweet meat, exactly. Yeah. So my third one, back then they were inundated with the whole, oh, these guys are satanic and they're devil worshippers and all this bullshit. So on Still Life, that same track we talked about earlier, they put some intentional backmasking on it. It's Nico doing John Bird's impression of Idi Amin. Like, John Bird is an English actor. I don't know.
Yeah.
You probably don't know who it is. Uttering the following phrase. Like, this is going to sound weird. What ho said the ting with the three bonds? Don't meddle with things you don't understand. I'm like, what? What does that even mean?
Yeah.
But they're just poking the cage and fucking with these people. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've taken a leaf out of your book, dude, and I've got some of my own fun facts, but I'm going to bring my fun facts up in the songs I chose.
Okay, perfect. I have one more on the lower corner of the album, which again, I don't happen to have in front of me. There's a little message that says, no synthesizers or ulterior motives. And I remember reading this. I thought, yeah, fuck keyboards, right? It was that kind of vibe going on with metal. And you flash forward a couple albums later, they're using guitar synths and
Somewhere in time.
Yeah, apparently that didn't stick, but I thought that was kind of funny. Okay, just like our last one, we're picking our top 3 tracks.
Yep.
Mine are in the order they're on the album. I don't know about you.
Same here.
Okay, you're doing the same thing?
Yep.
And yeah, let's get it on, man. Do you want me to go or you want to go? Or
Host leads.
Host leads, all right. Okay, coming in at number 1. Fun fact, it's the first song written solely by Bruce Dickinson. His first solo credit. It includes lines from G.K. Chesterton's hymn, O God of Earth and Altar. All the geeks out there know what I'm talking about. Yeah, which brings me to the lyrics are really cool on this one, right? O God of Earth and Altar, bow down and hear our cry. Our earthly rulers falter. Our people drift and die. Fucking cool, right? Another cool line is, she came to me with a serpent's kiss as the eye of the sun rose on her lips. Moonlight catches silver tears I cry. I mean, dude, this is poetry, man.
Yeah, it is.
Come on. This is good stuff. They're always a cut above lyrically, no matter who's writing it. That's what I think. And this song's no exception. Of course, it's tasty playing all around on this one, right? It ebbs and flows. It's mellow. It's rocking. Starts off with that start-stop riff, which I love. Then goes to that slower melodic lead lines with Dave and Adrian. Then it's back to that stop-start bit, right? Gun, 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 right? Then it goes into that great live bit. This works live every time. Da-da-da. Hey, da-da-da.
Right.
I mean, it's awesome. It's Goosebump City, right? And then the second time around, when they do that, Bruce yells, go, and then it changes on a dime, and it goes full throttle, right? Kicks into overdrive, and it's just amazing. And then the guitar solos come crashing in, right? Dave goes first, then Adrian, showing off what they can do. 2 distinct styles, once again. And then it goes back to that slow part again to close it out, right? It ends with, for the one who will be king is the watcher in the ring. It is you, oh, it is you. I mean, it's just full of those classic Maiden dynamics that I fucking love. It kills live. Bruce plays a little bit of guitar off the top. He plays guitar like Elvis plays the guitar. Not really. I mean, it just looks kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
It's just a really interesting, tasty fucking tune, and I love it. That's why it's my first pick. Revelations.
I knew it was going to be on there. I wasn't sure how you were going to do your list, but I know what you feel about this one. And it's cool that it's back into their live set. For me, it comes across better live. It's not in my top three.
Boo, boo.
And I'm not, and for the first time probably we've ever done this, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. I'm just saying it's not in my top three.
Isn't this the point where I'm supposed to go, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Number one for me, again, it's a great live track. And as far as Steve Harris is concerned, we play it better live than we did on the album, and wish we'd actually played it that way on the album. The Flight of Icarus. One of the very few songs, this is actually not my fun fact, but one of very few songs in Maiden history that is not written with Steve Harris involved. Bruce and Adrian were at the helm on this. Opening riff inspired by Dio's Holy Diver. So there's a little nugget for you. And it was Maiden's first single that was released in the US. But here's my fun fact. The B-side was from Montrose's 1976 release, I've Got the Fire, for all you Montrose fans out there.
Did you buy that single? And
Yep.
are you hip to that cover? Because I was not.
Yeah, I am. Because the other thing that I loved with those singles back then, they would often have the tour dates on them. It was awesome, right? I mean, that's how you found out where and when they were playing. You had to buy the single. It was great. Look, it's a kick-ass rocker. I'm all over their epics and how they expand and their complex arrangements, but I also love their straight-ahead rock songs, and this is a pure killer heavy metal song.
God damn, it is. That's why it's my number 2. Cheers. Yeah, what can I add to that? Yeah, that chugging riff off the top. But for me, it's that operatic chorus from Bruce. I mean, he's double tracking it. You can tell that fly on your way like an eagle part. And man, he's just soaring. No pun intended. Unbelievable. And again, the guitar solos are amazing on this one. You know, after that main chorus, I love when they harmonize, right? They're doing the same thing, just slightly different, right? Harmonizing. And then Dave comes in with another solo, but double time. It's just so cool. And then when Bruce sings Fly as High as the Sun at the end and then screams, it's just badassery to the max.
It's bone chilling, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'll tack on to what you said about Steve's comments on the song. Bruce said, Steve never liked it. He thought it was too slow, but I wanted it to be that rock steady sort of beat. I knew it would get onto American radio if we kept it that way. And he was right. They should leave it the way it is. But live, Steve gets his way, like you said.
That's right.
Amped it up.
He sets the tone anyway, so keep up, boys.
That's right. Exactly. Keep up with the bass. I'm slapping the bass this fast. Yeah, totally, right? Here's another little nugget for you. Going back to you talking about the single. Well, the artwork on that, because it's Eddie killing Icarus with what? A flamethrower. Now what's Bruce doing live? During the song, he's got 2 flamethrowers. I did not make this connection because I didn't have that single. I thought, hey, that's fucking cool. I want to talk about the video briefly, John. As I've said a million times, I loved videos. So I was all over this stuff. Anytime I could see a band on TV, it was a revelation. Get it? Anyway, it's them in the studio at Compass Point in the Bahamas where they recorded it. Cut in with some conceptual footage. You got Nico appearing as this blue-faced fucking Reaper dude. And you got Martin Birch in it, and his face kind of morphs into Eddie. Those are the 2 kind of little cameos or whatever. But I was eating this shit up, and I watched it over and over, and it's badass at the time. You look at it now, it's a bit hokey, but the studio stuff is really what's awesome about it. No argument here. Flight of Icarus is awesome. Okay, back to you with your second one.
My second one comes right after it. Die With Your Boots On, written by Steve Harris, Bruce Dickinson, and Adrian Smith. Again, it's a straight-ahead rocker. It's not overly deep for some of their concepts. It's a bit of a smack in the face to the religious zealots who have been prophesizing doom and disaster and looking for war in the hopes that one appears. I love the straight ahead feel of it. I mean, it punches you in the face right out of the gate. The title, Die With Your Boots On, that alludes to the Old West ideal of, you put up a good fight and you die where you land. Here's my fun fact on this one. The word die appears 49 times.
Wow!
Yeah, I did a recount just because I wasn't quite sure, in the hope that maybe they would find a way to get it all the way to 50. But that it also potentially caught me out as a bit of a Maiden thing. It's like, yeah, you want 50? We're only giving you 49.
That's right. Fuck off, yeah.
But fuck off.
Oh, man. Now I'm thinking of songs with Die. Metallica, Creeping Death. Die. Die. I don't think they hit 49, though. That's tough to top. I like it, but not on your level. Like, I like it, but don't love it. Hence, I like Revelations more and the one I'm about to talk to more. It would be my 5th pick, probably. But I do like it, absolutely. Well, I'm glad you picked that one because we can't have all our picks the same. That would be a drag. Because I feel like our 3s are going to be the same, but I could be wrong. My number 3, fun fact, released as the second single, got some airplay, peaking at 28 on the rock charts. Yeah, it did way better than Flight of Icarus. So, upward trajectory on this one. Based on Alfred Lord Tennyson's poem, Charge of the Light Brigade, at the Battle of Balaclava, 1854, The Trooper. Of course, it's got to be on the fucking list. It's got to be.
Of course.
For me, this has got one of the most memorable Dave Murray and Adrian Smith lead riffs. The way they harmonize that same riff, it's just an earworm. It's just killer. And it really solidified that galloping rhythm Maiden's known for. Like, that's all this thing is, man. And hey, the video's got horses in it. Just hammers that home again. Like, come on. How do you not have a galloping rhythm? But yeah, it's that start-stop style riff again into the verse. It's just really cool. You'll take my life, but I take yours too. Ba 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 ba. You fire a musket, I'll run you through. Ba 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 ba. We all know it. It's ingrained.
It's my third one too. October the 25th, by the way, 1854.
Oh, well.
The Battle of Balaclava. Forward the Light Brigade. Charge for the guns, he said. Into the Valley of Death rode the 600. It's fucking awesome.
It really is.
It stood the test of time. And, I mean, I still lose my mind, even though I know it's coming. It's all those pieces you talked about, man. It's so good. And the fact that almost everything has built around it now. I mean, we're talking about the ale off the top. Trooper Ale. You could have gone with, 500 other titles for that, but you chose the Trooper. Why? Because that is the flag bearer for this band, I think.
Yeah, I want to mention Steve's lyrics because they kick ass on this one. I just got a few lines that hammer that home. The bugle sounds, the charge begins, but on the battlefield no one wins. The smell of acrid smoke and horse's breath as I plunge on into certain death. Like, come on. Even the word acrid, I'd have to get out the dictionary. What the fuck? I mean, these are great lyrics, man.
For me, it put you right in the middle of it.
Yep.
You felt that you were in there. I mean, got a little bit of my own history with the army and galloping horses. I mean, you could feel it as British regiments, horse regiments, ourselves in the Household Cavalry. I mean, this was a bang on for us. I mean, we felt a part of that. It just grabs you all the way through. And like you say, the lyrics, and for me, it just put you right in the middle.
I agree, man. It's awesome. You know me, I got to talk about the video. So there's a film called Charge of the Light Brigade from like 1936. It's an old fucker.
Yep.
And they used that intercut with them live on stage with no crowd. And the BBC refused to play it because it was deemed too violent. Like, what a joke, right? But I watched it over and over and over. I mean, I was all over these guys. I just thought they were cool as shit. When I think about that video, I just think of checkers and stripes. Because the stage is checkered. They got striped shirts and striped spandex. Right. And there's a lot going on visually, man. There's a lot to take in. And something I want to mention, too, is how, Bruce gets out the Union flag live, waves that around, and then he eventually even dons the red coat.
And why was it red? So that blood wouldn't show when you got shot.
Is that really why?
Yeah, that's really why. Yeah. I do have a fun fact for you, though.
Sure.
In the battle itself, the Charge of the Light Brigade only happened because of miscommunication from Lord Raglan to Lord Cardigan. Raglan had actually wanted them to go and perform a maneuver that they were very well suited for as a light cavalry. It was communicated poorly, so Cardigan took the 600 and charged the guns. What is known or called a Pyrrhic or Pyrrhic victory, whereas they, in essence, they won, but at a cost that really was too great.
Look at you.
So there you go.
That's interesting, man.
That's what happens when I do my research, brother.
Happens when you just don't sit down and start talking.
Right, you just sit down and start talking. What are we talking about, dude?
Hey, I hate to spring this on you, but I'm going to anyway. If you had to pick an honorable mention track, what would it be?
I think if you'd asked me a while ago, I'd probably kick off with Where Eagles Dare. It comes out really strong, but I think as I listen to the album more and more, it would be the last track on the album, To Tame a Land. It's big, it's complex. And I hadn't realized until more recently that the relationship with Frank Herbert's Dune, that's what it was based on. But basically, he told him to fuck off. You can't use it, which is awesome.
Well, the reason I asked you this is because I wanted to mention To Tame a Land as well. I just love it. It's so epic. The Frank Herbert quote is from his people, from his management or whatever. The quote is, Frank Herbert doesn't like rock bands, particularly heavy rock bands, and especially bands like Iron Maiden.
It's awesome. Right?
Why don't you just tell me to fuck off? Yeah. Yeah, man, I love that main riff. Oh, man. I love it. It might be my second favorite Iron Maiden epic after Hallowed. Like, I love it that much. I just think it kicks ass.
He's the king of all the land in the kingdom of the sands of the time. Tomorrow, he moves the sun and the firmament in the land amongst the stars of an age. Tomorrow, he is distinct to be a king. He rules over everything in the land. Planitude, body water is your life, but without it you will die in the desert. The planitude.
It's all those pieces that we know we love about the band. Just the different levels that they put in. The lyrics are fucking off the charts. I think that is what sets Maiden apart from every other band, especially in this genre. They don't get stuck into, if you like, sort of tried and tested ways of doing things. They're very expansive. They will tackle these really big stories and just put great songs around them. Love it.
Totally. Okay, man, let's sum this thing up. For me, it's in my top 3 Maiden albums. The other 2 are Number of the Beast and Killers. So it's in my top 3. I like it that much. But you know me, John. I got to be critical. I can't have it all just be roses. If I had to be somewhat critical of it, the side 2 does dip a bit. Like, Still Life is good, but not great. Like, it's good. Sun and Steel, also good, but doesn't necessarily blow my mind. And I'll say this, dude. Quest for Fire sucks ass. That song, it's terrible. Oh, the lyrics are terrible. The music's terrible. Well, terrible for Maiden. Let me just say that. It's a snoozer. It's clunky. In the time when dinosaurs walked the earth. Oh, fuck. I never listened to it and will not listen to it. There you go. Thoughts on that?
It's funny. I wasn't sure whether we'd go through, whether we'd hit the whole of the album, because I knew if you did, that whole thing of Quest for Fire was coming up. I'm with you where the album ranks in the discography. It's right up there. It's really solid. Yeah, I mean, you could leave Quest for Fire off for me. Every album's got a stinker. For me, Icarus, Die With Your Boots on the Trooper, I mean, and all sandwiched together in that block. Really tough to compete with that. I love the album. Can't believe it's 40 years. I feel really fucking old now.
Right? It's like, oh man.
But it still kicks ass.
Yes. The good far outweighs the bad. As a 17-year-old in 83, come on. It's unbelievable, and it still holds up today. I still love it. Okay, buddy, that's a wrap. Thanks, John, for joining me once again.
Always.
Thanks to you guys for checking us out. You can find us wherever podcasts are broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I want to say this. I keep saying that, and it's probably kind of annoying, right? Like and subscribe. The deal is, if you get like around 1,000 subscribers, you get better interviews. You know, they have people that look at that shit. So that's why it means something, right? I can get better interviews, blah, blah, blah. So my goal is to hit 1,000 sometime soon. That would be awesome. I can get better content. I can get more guys like Joey Belladonna on the show, you see. Right? So yeah, hit that fucking subscribe button. Put your thoughts on Peace of Mind in the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. Until next time, keep rock alive. Peace out.